Well, today I'm here with boys from Whanake, David Campbell and Jeremy Irvine. Thanks for coming aboard.
Thanks, Gary.
30 under 30. It seems that you're the first people in Adelaide to make the 30 under 30 list with B&T. How do you feel about it?
Jeremy and I are both really excited to be in the 30 under 30. It's interesting because it's the first time some South Australian people have made that list, and it's just dominated by the eastern states, and I don't know why that is. I know we have a lot of people from South Australia who up and disappear to the eastern states, and Jeremy and I both had a previous colleague who made the list, used to be in South Australia, but made it onto the list as a Victorian, and I think that says something about the state that we live in.
Yeah, I think you're right. And of course there was a Gruen transfer as well, which was a bit of a coup. You're the first Adelaide agency to win a gong on it. Not the first on it, not the last one on it, but the first one to actually win the gong. That must have been quite an experience.
Gruen transfer is a whole lot of fun, and it is just fun.
Yeah.
And it's just the show. It's just the showmanship of television, really.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just they wheel you in. You say something. They make a random decision on who gets the trophy, and I don't put too much weight in who gets that trophy every week.
Yeah.
Knowing that we've got one, we probably shouldn't. And it's just amazing how much glitz and glamour is in that building. Wow.
Is that right? Yeah. Has it done anything at all for new business? Are people sort of ringing you up saying, "Oh, I see you're on the Gruen transfer and you won. I'd like to talk to you about our business"?
The first time we were on Gruen, we kind of had that expectation that you'd get calls the next day.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen, but it leaves this long-lasting effect. When you meet people for the first time, they'll say, "Oh, I saw you on Gruen." Or every so often you will get a brief thrown at you from a client in an obscure place, not normally in South Australia. They'll just go, "We saw your pitch, we love the way you think, can you do something for us?"
Well, that's great.
We had a call yesterday from someone who was giving a presentation in Hong Kong, a winery who was giving a presentation in Hong Kong. They called us up and they said, "We'd like to use your pitch that you used for lowering the drinking age to 16 in our presentation. Are you happy for us to do that?" I mean, it's just amazing the sort of calls that you can get.
Yeah. And look, you guys have got a reputation of stirring things up around town a bit. But I've got to say, we haven't heard much from you in the last sort of maybe 6 months, even so far this year. What's happening?
Sometimes we do say something that that might ruffle a couple of feathers, but it's definitely never our intention. And we think there's just so much good to say about what's happening in Adelaide that we think it's important that everyone be really positive about what we're doing here.
So what are you doing?
Us.
Yeah.
We're
You've been so quiet. What are you up to?
We're working on some really exciting stuff with some campaigns out of Sydney that, in fact, we're going to be launching in the next couple of weeks, which we're really excited about. And they're really unusual pieces of work. They're not television commercials, they're not press ads, although they include those as a part of the components. They're really big, buzzy, exciting ideas, which we hope will really capture the country's attention.
That's great. Guys, I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for being on Campaign Brief.
Good on you, Gary.
Thanks.